What's up, guys? Joey McKernan here with the Equip Show, and I feel like I need to scoot in a little bit here. And I am here with Carole Kinlow from Carole's House of Hope, and I am really excited about this episode today, guys, because I took a tour there. When did we do that?
About 2 weeks ago.
About 2 weeks ago, and I'm telling you, amazing work at Carole's House of Hope they're doing. I'm excited to dive in. Carole, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
It's
Glad
so
to be
great.
here.
It is so great to have you here. And how about we just do a real quick kind of 10-second spiel of what is Carole's House of Hope about and what do you guys provide for the community?
Carol's House of Hope is a transitional living home for young mothers that have aged out of foster care
Yeah.
or have become homeless for other reasons.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of programming. They actually live there
Okay.
with their children. We can have up to 16 mothers and each can have up to 2 children.
That's
So it can
awesome.
be pretty busy.
Yeah, I bet. I love your story. I remember looking at your website before I took the tour, and I feel like you just really care about what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really deep purpose of your life. How about we just start from the beginning? I mean, where did the idea come from? Where did it just kind of, it's always funny because we talk to guests and they never dream about doing what they're doing now, but it just kind of, pieces get put and things build on top of another, and then here we are. So, where did it start? Where did you guys come up with it?
I just had this conversation last night
Yeah.
because I did the house meeting with the ladies
Okay.
and they wanted to know the same thing. And I can't say that I can look now
Yeah.
and know that it all started years and years ago.
Yeah.
But with this, I had a young lady age out of my home. I was a foster parent.
Mm.
And I thought, where's she going? She's 19. She's got a baby.
Yeah.
And it turned out my neighbor adopted her little sister.
Okay.
And I helped her get an apartment.
Wow.
So as I looked at that, and I was in property management at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and the majority of the properties that I was supervisor over
Yeah.
were subsidized.
Okay.
So there were a lot of needs that the ladies had,
Yeah.
but I'm a landlord.
Yeah.
I'm not a social worker. I can't
Right.
sit and piecemeal their life together and do all the things that we do now.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, there's got to be another reason.
Hmm.
My husband and I talked about it and decided to quit our jobs
Okay.
and cash it all in.
Hold on. Gotta start right there. That is right there. I mean, I love talking to founders. I love to talk to anybody we have on the show and executive directors, which are sometimes are founders, sometimes aren't. But I love talking to founders because founders are just, I don't know, they come from a different cloth a little bit. I mean, you just cashed in, quit your jobs. Tell me about that. Was it scary? Were you nervous? Were you?
It was, but I think we went blindly, thank
Sure.
goodness, because had I really thought that through, we would have stayed on our jobs. And I say cash it all in. Our 401ks, we had been on our jobs 15, 16 years.
Wow.
My husband had good credit, so every credit card was maxed out,
Mm-hmm.
and we rented a place and we opened. I didn't have any grants. I didn't know how to write a grant. I don't think I knew I had to have a grant.
We didn't even know what a grant was.
So
Wow.
just understanding a nonprofit.
Mm.
And I think had I thought it through, had we really, he kind of went with me. I'm that visionary person. And had I really known and thought it through, I don't think it wouldn't have been because my heart wasn't in it.
Mm.
It would have been because I wouldn't think I could do it.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
Mm.
We could have lost everything.
Right.
And some funders started to step up after I made a couple of cold calls that I also didn't know what I was doing. And they knew I didn't know what I was doing either. But it worked out. So here we are.
Wow. So you quit your jobs, cash it in, you go for it. What then? What happens next?
We rented a place in Papillion in our name, not in the agency name. Okay. And
I love it.
we had reached out. So
Yeah.
and I'll back up. On my job,
Mm-hmm.
I had an amazing boss,
Mm-hmm.
and he allowed me to let go of my regional position
Mm-hmm.
and just be a manager.
Mm.
So out of having 1,900 units, I had 60 senior citizens.
Okay.
And during that time, he also gave me time to go have meetings. So I met with different agencies and talked about the idea that we had. And everybody kept saying, this is a great idea.
Mm.
And I thought, okay, but this is what you guys do. Nobody's thought of this.
Yeah.
Well, that's because there's no money. When they age out of foster care, everything stops.
Yeah.
So we got our first client and we just kept putting in what we could put
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
until
And they moved into the house.
the young lady moved into the house.
Okay. And you started kind of overseeing a program with her
Yes,
in a way, or
in a
just kind of
way.
a safe
It wasn't
spot?
as it is now. We didn't have it all written. I had a
Okay.
program agreement that I made up,
Sure.
just like you kind of do a lease,
Yeah.
and some rules of the house.
Sure.
And I did charge them fees to be
Sure.
there. And that's how we kind of just made it. But
Mm.
at the time, we couldn't get paid. We
Yeah.
didn't have funds to pay ourselves.
Sure.
And I did work overnights. I worked days. I worked
Wow.
shifts. I took to daycares. I did all the things. Um, and I've had some really, really good people come along eventually that started working from us. So we went from 0 staff to now 20.
Mm.
So here we are.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that, I just love your story. I love it. And I love founder stories because, again, it's like you took this huge risk and then you took one mom. Was she a mom or
She
just a
wasn't
single
even a mom,
lady?
just
Just a
someone I knew, and they
single woman?
knew that their niece needed some help, and
Yeah.
here we go. Let's go do it.
And was your initial target, and still to this day, foster care, people that age out of foster care?
It really was,
It
yes.
really was.
Mhm.
Is it still that target, or that kind of shifted as you grew?
It's the target, but I don't want to have a bed open and a mom needs help.
Yeah,
She's sleeping in her car,
sure.
or we've had schools call and say, we found out a lady sleeping in her car, and they're going to have
Mm,
to call Child Protective Services.
yep.
So some of them have been on the spur of the moment, but they
Okay.
apply online,
Okay.
and then we kind of look over their reasons and
Yeah.
if they have foster care. So if you're 30,
Hmm.
no foster care, and I
Hmm.
have somebody that's 20
Yeah.
with a child in foster care, then they're going to have priority.
Tell me about the award you just won, because I think that just encompasses kind of how you, before we get into the program side, like more than a program, I think it's how your presence with these women are in their life. And I think, tell me about it. I know you're like, oh gosh, I don't want to brag on myself, but tell us about the award.
Well, a friend of mine, Anna Brewer, recommended or nominated me for Mother of the Year.
Hmm.
It is a national organization, American Mothers
Okay.
Incorporated. And then another lady I met, Sheila Monkey, who's part of that, she was a Mother of the Year some years ago, also wrote a letter of recommendation, and our son, and I won. And when they told me, I'm like, I
Wow.
won?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I do represent Nebraska for
Wow.
American Mothers.
And what does that mean?
Um, I don't know what the duties are,
Sure.
if any, but I guess just means with your own children. But mine obviously are my kids, all the ladies that have come through Carol's House of Hope, all the foster kids I've had.
Yeah.
It's just doing what you can with unconditional love.
Wow. And you
And it just takes
exemplify
me.
that. You do.
I try.
You do.
I try.
So tell us, so talk about the program. So where it is today. What does it look like? How many moms, how many women do you have in the house? What do they go through? What does your programming look like?
Well, they apply online, and we do a background check to make sure there's no sex offender registry, aren't open warrants. I'm not hiding people.
Sure.
And you have to take care of the warrant before you could move in.
Yeah.
I read through every application before they move in just to know your background. But as I tell them, then I'm done with that. I don't want to
Hmm.
judge you through the program based on what I know about you,
Yeah,
because
sure.
some of the past are sketchy.
Yeah.
And some of them are very, very sad.
Mm.
And my thing is, though, we've got to get to a point where we can work through what's happened.
Yes.
We can't change it,
Yes.
but we can help you manage it
Hmm.
and how to move forward with you and your children.
Yeah.
So they can move into the house. We are full. We're
Mhm.
usually always full. And if
Mhm.
one moves out, there's somebody right on there ready to move in.
Yeah.
So we've always got a wait list.
Yeah.
And right now we have 16 moms, and I think there are 13 children,
Mm.
and there are at least 4 or 5 that visit their moms. So some of the mothers are working to reunite with their kids.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
there's a
great.
lot going on.
Yeah. And what is the program like? do they go through a curriculum? Do they, what does that look like? How do you work with them?
We have different agencies that we partner with. So we may have somebody that comes in and does domestic violence training,
Okay.
financial financial management,
Literacy or
literacy,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
and coping skills.
Okay.
So we have a lot of professionals that come in. So we'll work with, um, it could be Bridges Out of Poverty.
Hmm.
It's, it can be Community Alliance. It could be
Yeah.
anybody that can come in and teach those. We have some therapists. We have a therapist on staff
Okay.
actually that's also licensed alcohol and drug counselor. So just working through all of those problems. Everybody has groups Monday through Wednesday in the
Hmm.
evenings, unless say you're doing your GED. We're not going to stop you. We want you
Yeah.
to get that.
Yep.
So we've got one lady in College of St. Mary,
Hmm.
and so each one we try to make it individual,
Hmm.
but then it is still a program.
Sure.
So you can stay up to 18 months,
Okay.
but so you've been here 2 years. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, if you're working the program and you're doing well,
Hmm.
I want them to be stable. And the reason for that is it is you're 19 or 20 or 25 years old
Yeah.
and you've gone through all of these years of trauma. I'm not going to unwind that in 6 months. I'm
Yep.
not going to unwind that in 18 months.
Yep.
So, what kind of time does it take?
Yep.
And so, wanting to build more of an aftercare program
Okay.
so they can come back for free counseling still. They
Hmm.
can come and join our groups. They can come in and get a hug.
Yeah.
Some of them stop by for that, or
Yeah.
they've had something actually happen and they want to come back and talk to us about it.
Mm.
So, it builds that kind of forever family. That's
Yeah.
part of our motto.
And people pay, right? And you said
They pay.
they pay. But I think that's powerful though, because I think you really, I feel like talking to you, you really want these women to succeed
Yes,
and to stand on their own feet.
yes. So when we started, because we didn't have funds coming in, they paid $600 to be in
Mm.
the program.
Sure.
But as I got money, I said, I'm going to roll it back. It's for them. So
Right.
it's 250.
Okay.
250 a month. You
Yeah.
get case management, you get therapy, you get all the different groups that are all free, but then also,
Your room.
yes, a room
Your room.
and utilities
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
food if you need it.
Yeah.
And then when they go to move out, though, they've gotten credit. They're there at least a year. You've gotten credit for all the groups that you've gone to, so they're going to get a check.
Okay.
So that check could be 2,000, it could be 3,000. It just
Sure.
depends on how many
Wow.
groups you attended.
Yeah.
So we set that aside. So actually, they pay in, but my point of that is when you are out here in the real world, you
Mm.
pay.
Yeah.
You pay rent, you
Yep.
pay utilities, and you have to be
And it's
used to,
not cheap these
no,
days.
you have to be used to being on time.
Yeah.
So we push that, and we'll do a payment plan. Everybody does have to work.
Right.
You work, you go to school, but 32 hours a week.
Yeah.
You're putting in something and
Yeah.
taking care of your children
I
or
think
child.
I think that's so important though, and to hit on that because there's a lot of programs that sometimes I think enable certain behaviors.
Mhm.
And I know it's coming from a good heart, and I think people want to help people. But sometimes I think we enable people back into what they're trying to get out of.
Mhm.
And I think you really have a good balance of love and care, but you keep it real. And it's like, how do we get you, standing on your own feet into transition into,
To be independent.
to be independent?
If you're having to do food stamps, that's fine, but make $5 more, you're going to lose that. What are you going to do then?
Yeah.
And the reality is, outside of these doors is the real world.
Yeah.
And they don't have time for that. That's not what a landlord is for.
Mm-mm.
And you have to go to work. You have to take care
Yes.
of your kids, all of those things. So how do you learn to do that if I'm just giving you everything?
Yep.
Someone donated 5,000 diapers to us. We give out a
Wow.
couple of sleeves every month to everybody.
Yeah.
So we help to defray the cost a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
But I want you to know you have to learn to budget.
Yep.
If you run out, we're going to give you diapers.
Yeah.
But we're not going to just give boxes and boxes and boxes of diapers out all the
Sure.
time. But I feel you need to learn how to manage your life
Mm-hmm.
because after this, and at a certain age,
Yeah.
there's no help when you're 40 and 50 years old. we have to learn it while you're younger.
Yeah.
We go to age 26.
Yep.
Okay, so she turned 27.
Sure.
All right, she's 29 and she
Yep.
just had a baby.
Yep.
We can make that change.
Yep.
So
And I'm
we do.
54 and I know how that is.
I
You know what I
told him
mean?
last night.
I'm
Well,
not 54.
I told him last night. I won't tell my age to you right now.
No, no,
And that's
no.
okay. But I told him, I said, you got 40 years left.
Yeah.
What are you going to do between your now and when
Yes.
you're my age?
Yeah.
We've got to figure that out
Yep.
because this isn't working.
So
And as I said, I did the group with them last night, and a couple of them were just crying almost the whole
Mm.
time because you're striking a chord.
hmm
It's real.
It's real.
It's real.
Keep it real.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Tell me about a misunderstanding maybe people have, for let's go back to the foster care. Someone transitions out of foster care because I think that's definitely something people talk about a lot. What is a misunderstanding about, someone ages out of foster care? What is something we don't know about that maybe you can educate us on?
She may have aged out of foster care, but it could have been her 30th foster home.
Hmm.
And she went in when she was 4, and you've been through 30 different homes, and you're 22.
Hmm.
That means you never stayed anywhere, probably longer than 6 months.
Hmm.
And so you've had 20, 30 different
Wow.
foster homes, 20, 30 different ways of living, the way you're treated, some self-sabotage because you're going to leave me and I'm going to leave you before you leave me
Hmm.
is a thought that they can have. So they misbehave. So now you've got to be moved to another home.
Yeah.
Now you got to get used to them.
Yeah.
So what were you taught? Were you taught the simple things to get up and brush your teeth?
Yep.
Were you taught how to, what your diet should look like?
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes people can look down on the lack of your abilities,
Yeah.
not realizing that you were never taught.
Yep.
You just weren't taught.
Yep.
And you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So being understanding of that and it's not a punishment.
Right.
It's now let's see what we can unwind.
Yep.
But that's a lot of years.
Yeah.
It's a lot of different homes.
Yeah. Foster care. Yeah. There's just a lot of conversation around it. And a lot of us honestly didn't grow up in foster care. So just not knowing, I love what you said. I mean, I don't love it, but it's so powerful. Like someone could be in 40 homes, 30 homes.
Mhm.
Could you imagine? And you're 24 years old.
Exactly.
I mean, just almost unbelievable. And I think having a solid place,
Mhm.
and I feel like that's where you really came in
Yeah.
to give them such a solid place.
Yeah, and I had probably 15 kids through my home in a couple of years.
Mm,
And everybody left something.
yeah.
So every time you move, all of your things are going with you. Everything that you own in life is in a trash bag.
Mm,
Not okay.
no.
So we've had donations of suitcases. And I want you to have a suitcase to put your things in.
Yeah.
Even if we have to ask you to leave,
Mhm.
doesn't mean that your things are trash.
Right.
And I have a wonderful agency, company right now that's going to build some storage lockers for us.
Okay.
And
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
met this great young man, and so they're going to build the storage lockers because all
Mm.
of your things aren't going to fit in that room, and I want you to clean the room.
Yeah. Yep.
And so where do you put all those things?
Yeah.
And making sure that they're safe and that they're there when you're ready to go.
That's good.
So
Tell us where Carole's House of Hope is going. Give me 5 years from now. What do you look like?
I hope we still exist.
That's always step one.
Yes, I'm hoping for some affordable housing. I have a
Okay.
funder or two that have apartments and but there's also a waiting list for that. And they have to, I want them to still be part of the program though.
Sure.
Not just like, okay, bye, thanks for stopping in,
Right.
but that you still have some place to go that, but you have your kind of freedom to come and go. We have curfews
Sure.
and all of the rules,
Sure.
but that you're able to, my kids still come home
Mm-hmm.
and they still call all the time. They still need,
Mhm.
and that's good.
Mm.
They're going to still need some things later.
Mm.
So I'm hoping that we have even our own property,
Mm-hmm.
or we're partnered with someone that has some apartments or duplexes or tiny homes, something,
Mm-hmm.
and that we can transition them to. Because even now we're in a great place.
Yeah.
And
You need to go tour it, by the way. Just speaking to
no,
the whole
please, everybody come
everyone.
take a look. You're welcome.
Tour it. It's amazing.
and we're kind of in the middle.
Hmm.
So when you leave us, where are we going?
Yeah.
Where are we going? You can't afford $1,200 a month
Right.
for a 2 or 3 bedroom home.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to make sure that you stay until we have somewhere for you to transition to.
Yeah.
You know, there are vouchers that you can get from the housing authorities and things like that.
Sure.
But that's not our program.
Yeah.
So I'd love it to where, you know, maybe we can help subsidize for a little bit and then
Right.
pay you off so that you can pick up that rent, or you're ready to go when you move out from us.
Yep.
So that check would also help. There's your deposit. Maybe you owe utilities from before.
Mm.
We've had people whose children, young women whose parents have used her name for utilities and they didn't even know.
Yeah.
And now they owe it and can't move forward. So how do we help? So we even help with some debt reduction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got to put in though.
Sure.
We're not going to just fix it for you. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
How can people get involved? What's the easiest way?
Well, we have our wish list on our website, carolshouseofhope.org.
Okay.
And right now we just had a huge agency. Schwab came out, did some deck work, tore up some carpet for us because we've had some flooding. The
Sure.
building is amazing. Our building is amazing, but it's old.
Sure.
And so 50-year-old building,
Yeah.
things start to break. And,
Oh, yeah.
and so they did that.
Plumbers? I mean, you know, plumbers?
We've
Like-
had yeah, plumbers.
Yeah.
We've had a tree service come out, Hughes Tree Service came out and did a huge, like $33,000 worth of work to
Wow.
clean up our trees for Arbor Day.
Yeah.
Didn't cost us a dime.
Wow.
So now the carpet's up. Now I got to replace it
Yeah.
with something. So we're hoping to start raising some money for that.
Okay.
You know,
For carpet
for carpet.
replacement.
Yes.
Okay.
Or to change it to like the garage floor type.
Okay.
So if it gets wet,
Sure.
we don't have to worry about it. We can just dry it and clean it versus sitting in it. We wanted to make sure we pulled it because we didn't know if any mold is growing.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
anything.
right.
And then, you know, we look around now, some concrete work that needs to be done. You know, they're just little these are some of the larger projects.
Sure.
You know, we have some windows that don't operate anymore.
Sure.
And so those are some of our bigger projects. We always are in need of diapers, wipes, things like that. We get donations of food all the time. So we keep community food available to anybody. And but then the ladies can use their food stamps for their own meals.
Okay. So concrete, plumbing, what else?
Flooring,
Flooring.
yes.
Okay.
Right now we're only looking at the second floor. So
Sure.
we're, 1,000 square feet maybe.
Yeah.
But
Windows. You said windows.
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 Yeah, but
Okay.
our floors are, even the girls are like, are we gonna get some new carpet? I'm like, well, yeah.
Working on it.
We're just
Working
trying
on
to keep
it.
clean, trying
Yeah,
to keep it
yeah.
clean. Yeah, so
Well, if you're listening to this, guys, and you have an area like that, or you have an expertise, or you have a business that can help, again, carolshouseofhope.org.
yes.
Yes. Please connect with Carole. I mean, number one, do a tour. Number two, if you have resources in that area, if you know a business, if your cousin owns a business, I don't care, connect with her. Amazing space. And those are practical ways to get involved.
Yes, definitely.
So good.
Definitely.
Tell me, number one, anything else that you'd like to share that we didn't cover?
I don't think so. I just think that as we look at these young women or young men in the community, to just have an open mind to where they've been. They're working through trauma and have some understanding. Know of the agencies that are out here where you can recommend that they go.
Yeah.
Some only take you if you're pregnant. We're the only ones that take young mothers.
Yeah.
So that we're it.
Yeah.
And if you have another place, we're ready to expand. We'd
Yeah.
love to do that. We just have to have the right space.
Yep.
The right space. But we were really, really blessed with this through Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
They actually donated that building to
Oh,
us.
wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They're like, we can do 16 because we have a special use permit from the city.
Yeah.
But there are like 30 something rooms there.
Yeah.
It's perfect. And a couple living spaces. We have a hair salon in there.
Hmm.
And those are the things that are torn up now because of our second floor.
Yeah.
So we keep a store so that they can, if they have a job interview, you have clothes.
Yeah.
Some come out of jail and they don't have anything. So they need those things.
Yeah.
And we have a little baby store. So we want to put those things back together for them. So once the flooring's done, we can do that.
I have one more question.
Sure.
What's your favorite part of what you do?
Oh, my favorite part. It's not grant writing.
What? Not grant writing.
I remember in the beginning, I'm like, I don't know how to write a grant. But the funders have been absolutely amazing with
Yeah.
us. And I think my favorite part is just seeing some success.
Hmm.
Even when it doesn't look like what we think success looks like. We've got young ladies that have moved out that are reapplying because it's hard out there. And I'd rather you reapply
Hmm.
and come back and let's try it again. It's not always going to get done the first time around.
Yep.
Maybe you just weren't ready.
Yep.
And so we start over. And they need the structure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Structure's hard even when you're free
Yeah.
to do what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Carole, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for
I'm
having
so
me.
excited to release this, and you're the real deal.
Thank you for having me. I
You really
appreciate
are.
that.
You're the real deal. And as someone who sits down with lots and lots and lots of nonprofits, they're all amazing. But I just love connecting with people who have just such a heart and are just so genuine with what they're doing.
Well, thank you. I told you I'm out of my box.
Hey,
I always say I'm a backstage worker.
you did
I'm ready to be
amazing.
in the
No,
box.
no, no, no. This is not the last podcast. I can feel it. We're gonna get you on a lot of them. But
Thank you.
guys, as you're listening, number one, amazing. Go tour the house. Amazing space. Carol's houseofhope.org,
Mhm.
right? Carol's with an S. Okay. And reach out,
ENS.
Carol with an E and an S. Set up a tour, get to know Carol, and there's so many practical ways to get involved. And so I encourage everybody listening to this, just take a step. I think they're just amazing and worth the investment and worth the time. So again, Carol, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You did amazing. We will be back here with another nonprofit here very shortly. Oh, every time, I swear. The mic always drops on me. Someday it won't drop on me, but we'll get there. Thanks, guys. We will see you next week.